Alright, it looks like we can cheese another war. So the Kya here, that's how it's pronounced, in case you're curious, is allied with numerous people on all sides of me. This is one that I would probably like to fight at some point anyway, but I'm not too concerned. He's allied with numerous people. They'll end up flanking and causing trouble. But he has a tributary in the name of Alpsquetia, which is this dude right here, who is bordering me. He, of course, being a tributary, has no allies. So, if I were to declare war on him, it would force this guy in, which of course, you know, he can bring his allies in, but it's not a guarantee that allies join or that the AI will use call to arms, whereas if you simply declare war on him, it brings everything in. He's also being guaranteed by someone over there, which is irrelevant, but it's a thing to keep in mind. The AI is very good at getting military access through AI countries, so they'll eventually get to me. I just take a little bit. So that's probably what I think I'm gonna do. What I'm also going to do is build more boats. A lot more boats, probably. We'll do it manually. Another 20 boats, not building on the one that already has boats on it. Let them gather up. He's also a great admiral, by the way, 12. 12. We also have to move units over here. So we'll move preferably the armies that have generals already over here. Move you up to there. And I don't know where to put this dude. See, we'll suffer attrition. Put him there. Relatively close, not a lot of attrition. Gotta grab all of our boats now. It's the downside of doing it manually is they don't auto move and gather up for you. Not a huge downside, mind you, but I'm fucking lazy, so. It is a downside. Alright, they'll move over siege, will be good, so that we can theoretically finish the war faster before reinforcements arrive. Of course, we also need a fabricate claim, which I cannot afford for a while. I may have miscalculated this. In 6 a month, we need 60. That's 10 months. That's a lot of attrition. What is it? The lowest possible attrition that we can get over here. Fucking awful is what our lowest possible attrition is. It's a 3.1 there. It's better than nothing, but holy fuck. This land is terrible. Whose land is this? Well, we'll lose some men, but I probably want you here. Really matter, but there's a fort there, and if I could take that fort, that'll be kind of nice. Making 9 a month now. This speeds it up slightly. 50% faster, in fact, for those of you who cannot do math for whatever reason. So 1 more month. Move you back over here. Really save myself anything. I don't really want to lose popularity. I'm not sure I also want to imprison the general, to be honest. He's a 7, it's not great, but I'll take the pardon. Provincial loyalty, yes please. Slap you in there, get some trade going. Get my claim fabricated. And then we declare war also. You guys sort it out. You don't need like a fancy admiral, you're just fucking boats. Mostly for anti-pirate duties, but got to raise the morale again. Doesn't matter to wait for us to do that. You can just chill over there. Unless I need you. I don't think I will. They don't have any manpower, but I'm bleeding manpower like no one's business, so. Forces them to become leader, that's fine. Can't really tell what province has that fort, so we'll figure it out in a second here. I believe that to be correct, but who knows? Navy maintenance, national commerce income, which is most of my income because everyone and their mother trades with me now. Don't really know why, but that's okay. You have discovered quite the amount of enemies. How is the terrain to their benefit? Because the chariots and light cavalry? Probably. Flip-flopping a lot on that battle over there. So you're gonna get caught by them, but you'll win that easy. Rains to their benefit again. It's probably because all the light units are better in mountains and such. Yeah, all the reinforcements looks like it's gonna cost me this fight. And there's no easy way for me to get this unit there, so. We just have to take that loss, never mind. I mean, we're still gonna take the loss, but we took that castle really fast. We won that? Holy shit, what? What is this? A revolt. Unrelated to our current goal, but a revolt nonetheless. I can't believe we won that fight, that's crazy. Work your way down there. That's all their forts, so this war is all but over. I don't need him down here, but it'll speed up the sieging. Also don't know where that army went. Also don't know if anyone has joined. There's an army back here. Yeah, there's people joined in the back. That's why you don't... This is why you pay attention to things around you. You know? Someone wants to trade. The revolt wants to trade with me, I think. Someone did, I'm not sure who. You grab that, and you will eventually grab this. Actually, no. We'll come back this way. We may be able to get the land I want from this nation for free. Well, not free, but didn't have to declare war on them. I don't really care for all those stringy bits to the north right now. I just want this lump here. Because it's me lump, you know? It's my lump and I want it now. Now I have no means of... What's that army from over there finally got here? I have no means of chasing these people down through these nations because I don't have... Siege lost. Oh, that one. That's fine. We can just take it back. But I don't have military access, so I can't get in there. We won that siege. It'll siege most of the land that I want, but not quite all of it. We gotta do that ourselves. What happened there? Why am I no longer sieging that? You see that? I sieged that, I took it, and it's... Oh, it is still occupied by me. Why does it not have the occupied line? Or does it? Oh, it does, you just can't see them. I thought I fucking lost that castle for some reason. But nope, you just can't see it. Hello, enemy captured. Again, I don't necessarily need this stuff, I just kind of want it. Plus it makes a nice bottleneck. Guy's fucking getting real low on the loyalty there. He's positive though, so. Siege 1, that'll give us all this shit back. Up our war score a bit for free. Basically free. Okay. Sue for peace. What can I get out of a suggested piece? All of this stuff that I want. And all of your money. Which is perfect. Again, I could push up into here. I can take this stuff. I don't really care for that right now. Right now we're trying to scooch into Iberia, which is a terrible way to do that because it expands us so much. We have to rely on boats a lot once we do that, but we have so much aggressive expansion. Holy shit. Everyone back to Rome. You go there, and one of you go to not Rome. Now we're gonna have crazy unrest basically anytime we take anything now because they're gonna be the wrong culture and the wrong religion. So unrest up here on the fringes is gonna be really bad. We'll leave those forts. You don't need to have a fort. Probably don't need quite as many forts as I have up here, to be honest. Like you, I don't need you. Or you, really. Or you, really. Got a lot of defensiveness up here, but this is also, like, terrible territory, so I can actually get rid of you. Because that covers both of those anyway. That'll be good. We got, I mean, it's not perfect. We got open spots everywhere, especially on the peninsula itself, but reduces our costs a little, keeps us relatively safe, so get all the money we're making. All that money we're making that we basically can't spend on anything. Never mind, we've got some slots open. Do I keep building granaries? Yes. You buffoons? Of course I do. Because I told you that's the only thing I'm fucking building. Now again, I will not remove buildings that already exist in provinces I take. Or forcibly built there without my input. But I will build granaries. Like all this stuff up here, because the AI likes building it. Not all of it, but a lot of stuff up here will have training camps. Like quite a lot of training camps as well. Boosts our manpower a lot, but I'm not going to destroy them and build granaries. Just have to do with having some stuff up here when I take territory. But anyway, look at the size of our name. We're looking awfully historically Rome. Gotta say, it's looking pretty good. I didn't take this island, but they were at war, or the people that were left here got declared war on, so they're gone now. So in order to take that stuff, we're gonna have to have our first Carthaginian war, which we will probably win entirely off of the back of boats when I build all of them. Why does it say negatives? Oh, because we're replenishing. Right. So used to seeing that because of attrition, but anyway. I don't need to worry about barbarians much. Because the horde up here is gone because I exist near it. This one mostly gets taken care of by the two nations over here, so I don't really worry about them much. So here we are. Looking pretty good so far. Hope you guys have been enjoying listening to me be a nincompoop. Because I sure have been enjoying being a nincompoop. Hey, seconds. I'm a mature adult. Alright, I've expanded the Roman road network, so we've got a road splitting off from here. Goes up this way, over to the Venetian area. See, I'm wrapping around everywhere. Got one all the way over here to the capital of Volcontia, apparently. And then one split off here that goes over to this side, and I think this one was already here. So we can go from each side of the boot all the way up the center through Rome, and then up to either the northeast or the northwest side of our area here. We don't have anything straight north, but it's not that far for now, and until we start taking these little mountain paths, I'm probably not going to build any roads that way anyway. if I even build roads that way. I don't know. They're extremely tedious to make. So I'm a little disinclined to build roads, which sucks because roads are incredibly good. But in case you don't know how they work, in order to build them, you have to turn this on, which is a toggled stance, costs some money, and then move to a region. It turns off that stance when you get to the next region, and it only works on steps of 1. Like, you can't turn it on and tell them to go across the place. Keep the pop here. So you have to do it individually, you know, on a province to province basis. Sorry, city basis. It's very slow. It's very tedious, and I very much dislike doing it. So try to avoid that if I can. But anyway, that's our provinces. For the rest of the world, Carthage is taking the Iberian Peninsula. We'll have to fight them eventually, regardless of what they do, so that doesn't matter. Pontus. Doing Pontus-based things. I believe, oh no, that's just a horde. I thought Egypt was fighting, but no, that's just a horde wandering around. Phrygia is maintaining itself rather well, and I'm impressed by it. As is the Seleucid Empire, curiously enough. Don't know how they're doing it. Usually the AI just kind of implodes, so. But yeah, that's basically it. Not a whole lot other than that has happened. Britannia will get formed probably pretty soon by Brigantia here. They're defending the north. For some reason, they're guaranteeing stuff in the north, so everything south of them is in danger, to say the least, because they have 125 cohorts. Again, that's because they're a tribe. Tribes tend to have a lot of cohorts, so this really is none of our business. This is like, you know, your own relationships, do it yourself, you'll be okay. But yeah, we're just kind of chilling. We've got a lot of money, so I'm gonna build some more granaries, as is tradition with the money that I obtain. More granaries means more people. More people means more money. A very roundabout fashion, this gets you money just like marketplaces do. A very roundabout fashion. But most of that money will end up being taxes. It also gets you a little bit of manpower, not a lot. Well, I mean, it gives you a cap, so slowly expands that because of the number of pops that you have, but most of your money ends up coming from taxes because you end up making a lot of slaves from pop growth and stuff like that. Rome is one of the most populous cities in the world now. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. I can actually show you the pop map. I think it's over 100. I can't do quick maths this quick, but it's over 100. The more populated cities are stuff like Alexandria and then Antigonia, I believe is how that's pronounced, roughly, anyway. But Antigonia has some weird stuff that goes on with it. It's crazy populated all the time, but it's every time I've played, it's like almost always Freeman. So I'm wondering if there's an event over there, I'm not sure. Then obviously India has a lot of population in its city. Its capital up here. I believe that's the capital. It should be the capital if it's not, but they're also starving. Unlike a magnificent Rome over here. Okay, don't crash on me. I was thinking about it. The magnificence of Rome apparently is a bit too much for it. I think it crashed. It hasn't popped up the crash window, but I'm pretty sure it crashed. This would be only the second time I've had it crash on me, and both times I've had it crash on me, I've been using mods. So I don't know if it's the base game or the mods or what. But oh, it's doing this bug. Shit. I've had this bug happen on a non-modded game. So I don't know what causes this, but as you can tell by the noises, the game is playing in the background. Now I don't know what the autosave key is. Or the quick save key. If there even is one. I'm gonna find out, but I'll be back when the game isn't frozen. I don't know that there's a quick save button. If there is, I don't know what it is, so we'll move on. But it auto-saves yearly, so it doesn't really matter anyway. I think it might auto-save more than yearly because it's on Iron Man. Might be every 6 months. Not entirely sure on that front, but I didn't lose anything of value anyway, so... yeah, I didn't lose anything of value. But anyway, like I said, our population, the fantastic city of Rome, is actually not starving. And it will be a while before they start to starve, because they are growing at a rate of 0.56 once that thing finishes building. There you go. So there you go. Pretty good. It's actually kind of awful, but when you think about it, we're losing some income, which doesn't matter because we're fucking filthy rich anyway. But we're losing some income, but we're trading that for what is essentially, what would that be, like 5 times the population growth? When you look at it at the start of the game, it seems minuscule, and it is minuscule because your population growth is huge and you get an extra 0.06, whoop-de-doo, what's it matter? But then in heavily populated cities, such as Rome, you get the city population penalty, so it's a negative 1.1%. That drops us, without the granaries, that would drop us all the way down to, what is that, 0.08% growth. So our population in Rome would basically not be growing. And then it would probably go negative as soon as we got the next pop. So it does add up. It's more of a counteraction to high pop cities if you want the city to continue being high pop. The other option is to spend points, spend mana, as everyone in the community is calling it. But to spend points to move pop out of this city into the neighboring cities and then slowly spread your population out over adjacent stuff. Which isn't a bad idea, mind you, because it keeps your pop from being in one place, you know, gives it some room. Almost nobody in that one, apparently. But I like having high pop cities because you get a lot of buildings in those cities. As you see with 13, 4 of them are marketplaces. Those aren't me, don't look at me. But we've got 8 granaries as well, so a lot of granaries. But we could spread that pop out, we can have more buildings in these adjacent places, but all of the buildings for income and stuff, like marketplaces that you would build, are percentage. So they have a much more influential impact, technically. If we're talking about like long-term efficiency. You get more impact out of having high pop cities with marketplaces rather than spreading that pop out. Again, it doesn't matter because I'm filthy rich anyway, and this game seems to be fairly easy to become filthy rich. So I don't think we're too concerned about things that make money. The big thing with marketplaces, and I think it's the reason you should use marketplaces, isn't the commerce income, as powerful as that is, the tax and the commerce income. It's the fact that you get civilization level as well. It's 1% extra civilization level for every one of those marketplaces you build. So in Rome, our cap is 70, but if we look at other places, their cap is 66. Of course, you know, it'll take them forever to get there because growth on civilization is slow, but the debt of treason must be paid. We don't stand for treason, this is Rome. I don't want to get stabbed in the back. But anyway, yeah, that's why I personally think you would want to build marketplaces. Civilization affects this stuff if you don't know. Gives you population growth, a lot of happiness. The downside is it makes tribesmen less happy, but most places that end up with high civilization, those places are going to want things that aren't tribesmen as good as tribesmen are. You are not a tribe, so you can end up with a lot of freemen and stuff like that, but regardless, that's why I think you should build marketplaces. Anyway, here's us. We're doing a whole lot of nothing right now. I should figure out who we're going to attack. And the answer is probably someone in this direction, because I want to get to the Iberian Peninsula. The other thing we can do, which I'm actually quite tempted to, is have our first war against Carthage for the islands and the rest of Syracuse. Of course, Carthage basically never has allies. They have subjects, but they're too big. They start the game as, I think they might start as a major power. They might start the rank below it just slightly, but they start too powerful to get allies, so they basically go the whole game without the allies. They do have their, you know, little buddy boos hanging out and stuff like that, but they're not very powerful. We don't need to worry about them most of the time. They only have 60 boats, 328 cities, 4K pop. We have more pop and almost 100 less cities. Good lord. But we need more boats if we're gonna do this, so. I'll correct that at some point, however many I overbuilt or underbuilt. But we're gonna be building up boats, a lot of boats, because I want naval superiority. Take this island too. It'd give us a nice hopping off point. Although that's not really how this works, but historically that would give us a nice hopping off point to get over here, but I'm pretty sure Rome went mostly by land anyway. Not that they lacked boats. Rome was quite the naval power, but you know, they had a lot of shoreline to cover, so kinda comes with the territory. Take the loyalty loss. What? How many boats? That's too many boats. That's one too many boats. It's two too many boats, actually. Who are they? Find these two, build another navy. Usually I count that, but some trireme discipline. I hate naval combat. It's very stupid, it's very silly, but we're way ahead on tech, actually. But one of our navies, oh never mind, he died. I was gonna say, one of our navies has a 12 admiral, so it gives us a nice advantage. But that was incorrect. Somebody died. What is that, 24 boats? Gives us 3 stacks of 30. Which puts us at the 120 boats. It's a lot of boats compared to their 60. They also got a lot of shoreline. We also have more military. Actually, I need these to be 35 because I forgot my stacks of units are 35, so I can make the stacks smaller. Easier just to do this. There we go. That way, each of these navies can transport an army by itself. I don't need the money. But sure. Thanks, I guess. Doesn't help me at all. We need people to have babies. I'll tell you right now. So when we declare war, we can quickly get an army, probably just one army, maybe two, over here, just set them to automate. They'll just siege stuff on their own. And then discipline. Before we declare war, we'll make sure we have an army down here to have Syracuse under control. Forgot about this little island as well, and that island. And I don't think that counts as an island. No, it's just a lump of land, but I'll have to grab those two at some point. And that'll be most of what I would actually want out of the war. I don't want main Carthage. Main Carthage, that's a big old fight. That's a big war. Take a while to fight for that land, but I want this. I want these two from Carthage as our first war goal. And then we'll make our way back to the Iberian push kind of plan that we were going for originally over here that squirted us out this way. But yeah, I think that's the plan. Get some troops into position for said plan. We'll be there for the lack of attrition. So we'll probably end up using this guy. It's not going to be anywhere he can stand besides over there. What about here? Oh, there you go. We'll use this army for this island. Siege stuff over here. And then... What an honorable man! This army for that one, then we'll gotta figure out what to do with these two armies. We might send another one over here. But I don't believe we'll need another one over here. So we'll just need to have our boat screening to make sure that Carthage doesn't get its units ready and in position. Right, let's send some boats out. Don't worry about the boats looking around, Carthage, it's fine. Is there anything on this island at all? It appears there is not. It appears there's also nothing on Syracuse. There is also not. If I just go say hello to like your shoreline itself, you got anything around here? Optional increase it by 1. We kind of have to, I think, because we're about to go to war. I need the support. Where is Carthage's army? That's not your army. You're not at war, right? You are at war with who? Iberian stuff, probably. Yeah. Little Iberian things, but that means your army's probably over here somewhere. Or going over there, I guess I should say. Set these guys to independent. For now. You're in position, you're ready to go, you two are just kind of chilling. Alright. General loyalty. Do I need that over anything else? Attack speed's probably more useful in the long run to get first. Make sure our economy's up. Note that I have lower taxes for lower unrest because like, we're still making enough money. I'd rather have the lower unrest, so. Wait, you suffer attrition if you're on a boat, don't do that. Okay. So they're not too happy with the declare war, but I can force it through because we have 57. I believe you need 40 to force it. So there's a minimum. But we can fabricate a claim. I'm not sure on what. Corsica? Or Sisania. Sicania, Susunia. Let's fabricate the claim on Sicily. Syracuse, not Sicily. I keep saying Sicily. Is it Sicily or is it Syracuse? Or is it the same thing? I don't know, man. Leave me alone. But if we need to, we'll start transporting stuff around via boats. I don't know where my boats are. They're there. They're just chilling over there. That's fine. But for now, these two armies are just going to kind of chill there. We have 140 boats to their 57. Admittedly, these navies do not have admirals. But should there be need... Take... Oh, I forgot you start with the war goal of Carthago. Which is this region here. The capital region of Carthage. Curious. We'll get 5 tyranny for forcing it through. Manually control you. Oh, selected the boat. So do you have a leader? You do. Who doesn't? You. Okay. Just chilling in Rome. Just get a bit of a screen going with boats to make sure we can potentially see stuff. And I can just set you to independent. Hopefully you'll be okay. Same with you, actually. They should properly just auto-siege stuff because they've got nothing else to do. No armies to attack or anything. Hello there. Sets that to neutral. Stronger fleet, higher morale. Terrain is to our benefit. It's a fucking ocean. I'm not sure why that matters, but sure. We're gonna take a beating on that. So you're gonna need an admiral because you're probably gonna be the new fight leader. Oh no. Our boats are extremely fast, as it turns out. And now, you have no boats. And because you have no boats, you cannot easily get men to my shorelines, which means you can do nothing about this. Now again, they can technically get a land route. It's not a great land route, mind you. But they can technically get a land route to me. It'll just take them a while, so. Where are you marching? Over there for some reason. You know what? You guys are gonna be idiots. I'll manually control you. Let's, we lost a lot of boats. That's okay. Let's get another army over here. Just speed the process up a little. We shouldn't interfere. Take that one. Always interfere. Probably don't always interfere, but that's okay. Lower pirate spawn chance because we have so many forts. I'd see the problem is I don't want to independently control these idiots. But again, I'm lazy. Hey, how's it going? Just manually control the first 2 islands. Like how they use the boat to get around faster if you have the boats around. Like, see, he got all the way over there in like 2 movements. That's pretty efficient, actually. Did you build any boats? No. Again, they still have no boats. How's your diplomacy doing? Military access? I told you the AI is very good at getting military access. Oh no, they're giving military access to them, so they still haven't even tried to get to me. I could split you in half. That's not at all half, in fact. Oh, because loyalty. That doesn't matter. It's enough people to siege, so. Split in half leaves 2,000 people. Ensure representative. I don't like the unrest, is why I keep doing it. Representative. Is he blind? Are you blind? He is blind. My general is blind. My general has an 8 martial skill and he's blind. Why does that not affect martial? That's astonishing. Just set you to auto. You'll probably leave. I just march over there and that's fine. I could put another dude on this island to make it, province import routes is so good, but I fucking hate it. Put another dude over here to make it faster, but... Like, why aren't you sieging stuff? Is it because you don't have a general? Are you worried about this? Or you're just being stupid? Just being stupid for some reason. Don't understand the AI sometimes, but that's okay. I'll manually control this one, the other one can wander around. He seems to be doing okay, this guy just didn't do anything. Don't you march over here and do nothing. Don't you march over here and do nothing, goddamn. For the first time in hundreds of years, we lose one, because he's garbage, we lose 1 stability. It was a long time since that happened. But anyway, this is an extremely easy first war against Carthage, but I don't recall hearing much about the first war against Carthage, so perhaps it was easy to begin with, I don't know. All I know is the war for the capital over here, Carthago. Or Carthage, I guess, in Carthago, of the nation of Carthage. That's the only one I remember hearing anything about. There was quite the fight involved in that one. Oh, there's a fort here. I didn't even notice. Maybe that's why they were being silly. Peace will be forced on us if we're not fast, because this isn't being contested. But capturing this captures a lot of stuff. We should get a lot of things pretty quickly. Interesting. It's a lot of pop-ups like that. The siege is won. Holy shit, that was fast. So he's missing... You're missing 1. That will replenish the boats that were lost. Oh, I didn't capture this either. Latin power of Victor. I don't even know where Ratia is. It's a Latin power though. So it's somewhere. We'll find it and we will conquer it, because that is what we do. To auto. See if they can find a place to chill. This is the only fight that took place in this entire war. Right there. I've enslaved 45 blocks. Sue for peace. Suggest. Should give us everything. Yep. You will not take money because you have a lot of it, as it turns out. How far up is that? Just slightly. Good enough. I don't need money, but I may as well take money off of Carthage if I'm gonna go to war with them, so. More Romans. And it won't have the pop-up for enslaving or killing off the royalty because the country still exists, so. Get you on a boat. Probably end up getting both of them on a boat eventually, but... yeah, go ahead, get on a boat. Take everyone off the island. Oh, whoops. A little overzealous with that movement there. What do you mean, no? Oh, move them onto the shoreline and then move them. Stupid. Stupid video game. What is this dude gonna do? He's gonna march all the way over here, that's good enough. And then all of my boats can just go back to auto. That way they'll deal with any pirates or whatever that spawn. There are no pirates, but just in case any do spawn, you know? I'm gonna have to fix this culture and start colonizing stuff over here too. Because we have the population for it, so. Anyway, there's our first war with Carthage. It was a bit anticlimactic. Because I blew up all their boats, and then they were like, well, fuck, yes you win. Hey, we now have the, well, we probably had it before, but we have the second highest pop count of 5426, only behind Phrygia at 64 and Seleucid at also 64. This is probably entirely because there is a Marian revolt, so their population's cut in half, but without them we'd be third. Or what, well they're at 8 something K, but here's the revolt, apparently. I think Maria's fucked. Yeah, Maria is going to cease being, and it's just going to be the revolt as the country. Which is rather curious, but still, you know, we're just we're chilling, waiting for aggressive expansion to go down. It's been pretty high for a while, so it's taking it a while. Supply plus 25. Yes, please. There's a supply limit map mode. There we go. So even with all these upgrades, a lot of our land still isn't going to support these stacks of 35. Supply's crazy high over here. Rome, on the other hand, has got a supply limit of 228, which is pretty dang high. It might in fact be the highest. It appears that it is just barely the highest supply limit. That's us, Rome, the greatest country on Earth. Well, nation. It's a country? I guess it is a country. Empire? It's not quite an empire. What's it take to be an empire? What would be great power for us? I don't think we can form an empire as Rome, curiously. But that would be 500 cities. We have 274, so we're only halfway there. And that makes you a great empire. But decision-wise, we can do some decisions, but we can't form an empire. So that kind of sucks. I thought we already had this. Does this stack? Or did I not do that? I guess I never did that. That's a big oops right there. But we'll do this one too, because we get discipline, omen power, etc. It's free. These are only one-time things, but they're pretty powerful one-time things. The rest of this is just changing our government style, which we might end up doing at some point just to change our bonuses off of military. I don't know why you would ever do that. Actually, dictatorship is an empire. Well, it counts as an empire. And the reason I say that is because it has 4 idea categories, which I believe only empires have. Does that count as, well, it says monarchy actually, so it's not an empire, but it gives you 4 ideas. It gives you crazy tyranny gain. It'll still be negative. This is 15% outputs for stuff, 30% civilization it looks like. I don't even know what our current government gives us. Just that, apparently. So we would gain some outputs and some tyranny, which would still be negative because of our... That's popularity is bringing it negative. We have to have a high popularity. Keep it negative anyway. We might end up going for that. You know, the Roman dictatorship, as it was known. Of course, that has its negatives. Ruler reign for life, so if you get a shit ruler, it's got that going for it. But, you know, maybe we do go for that. Requires 20 tyranny, so we have to figure out how to do that. Populist faction, we can force that. And Princeps Civitatis. Where is that? I could do most of these laws. I should probably look into changing these. This one. Election term duration goes way up. Populist faction support goes up. I mean, we can do it now. Populist faction's already pretty high up. Of course, they won't have 80 off of the bat. They're at 48. We can bump it by 10. Also increases our tyranny. Do I want to do it now? Like, we could just go straight dictatorship right off the bat here, comically. I'm kind of tempted to. Let's do it. Let's go big. I can only bump them to 50, apparently. Fuck. How do we get them 80? The 1 military and 2 civic only. But how do we get them to 80 if I can't bump them if they're above 50? Support changes by 2 each month. Maybe they'll naturally get to 80 on their own. That's because I'm populous, that's why it's going up so much. Should have checked what the unrest looked like before I clicked that. Anyway, back to waiting for my aggressive expansion to go down. We'll figure out how to get populous support up, but for now, just gotta wait, I guess. I don't know.